Okay, Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is your brother War making a video to feed the sheep, sanctify the lambs. Shalom to the Hakim and Aqua. I think they're going to be watching this video. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakathum. Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And I got my sword out from where I put it. I found it. And I was scrolling down my Twitter and I seen, first I seen it was this off of a thread that where some Moabite chick was eating a turtle. She's eating two turtles, right? And then there was another post thread that started off of it with Adam and Eve, and then they showed an apple, and it was like if Adam and Eve were Chinese, and they showed an apple with the snake in the tree, and then they what's it called? The next picture is the Chinese Adam and Eve eating the snake. But anyways, one of the point is that I want to get these people are bugged out. They're dumb. They don't know nothing about the scriptures. This is what happens when you listen to the white man and his foolishness Christianity. Because all till now, there's people that actually think that the fruit that the forbidden fruit that these mans ate was an apple or a pomegranate. You can look it up online. There's some people who think it was actually an apple. So if the Most High told y'all not to eat an apple, why are y'all still eating it? But anyways, well, there's also people who think that Adam and Eve were the only two people on the earth that the Most High made. Well, let me show you, because this is how you know these people are retarded. Because it clearly says in the scriptures that it shows that Adam and Eve weren't even the first people made. So let me start at Genesis 1:26. And the most Salaki, if my shadow's getting in the way, kind of sitting down, and I just the spirit just jumped on me. I was like, it's just Jake in the comment section. It's our people in the comment section too. So it's just annoying. Just goes to show you how dumb they are and how much they don't know their own God. Like, so this is Genesis 1:26. And the most and when you look up the God in the Hebrew, right, it says Elohim, which means the powers, which you know is just the angels, because the Most High first made Yahushua, and Yahushua made the angels, and they made the earth, right? So it says let us, right? If the Most High is just the Most High, why is it saying us, right? So it says let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So this was man's duty, to have dominion over the animals, right? This is the image, the wisdom, and the understanding that the Most High gave man, to be able to build societies and live in a dominion over the creatures of the earth. That's still that's the order that the Most High has it today, till this day, right? So then verse 27. So people got to read, man. So it says, so Elohim created man. So the Most High created man in His own image. In the image of power created He him, male and female created He them. So it's already saying that He created male and female here. Verse 28. And power blessed them, and power said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And the power said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Right? And it says, and to every beast of the field of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so, right? But this wasn't Adam and Eve, though, right? So you jump to verse, this is Genesis 2 and start at 7. And the Most High Yahweh power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So this is speaking about Adam now, his chosen. This is Yahushua, right? This is the one he was gonna make his chosen, because Most High already made men and female. He made the other nations at this point, and now he's making his chosen man. Verse 8, and Yahweh power planted a garden eastward in Eden, and he put the man whom he had formed, and out of that green of the ground made Yahweh power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right, Salakia. Right. But that's going off point. If any of y'all got to know the breakdown on it, it's not talking about an actual not actual talking about a literal tree of fruit. The Most High just said you can eat well, he told the other nations you can eat certain you can eat all the what's it called, all the what is it this one. He told the nations that he made that you could eat all the herbs, right, and all the beasts, right? So same thing with the Chinese lady. They're arguing about where do you guys draw the line if you guys say if her standard is the turtle, right? And y'all just because y'all grew up eating certain foods and stuff doesn't make it universally right? But he has a point with that. But the Most High already gave the commandment, right? At that point, if somebody came in that conversation and said God said you're not allowed to eat this and that, these guys who call themselves Christians and whatnot, they would have been like, what the hell is this guy talking about, right? But let me show you, the heathen can eat whatever they want, right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 8, and the swine, which is the pig, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Who's the Most High speaking to here? He's speaking to the Israelites. The Israelites are not allowed to eat of the swine's flesh. Right? This is Deuteronomy 4 and 44. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. So this law of not eating the pig is given to the children of Israel. Same thing with Adam, which he was not allowed to deal with certain fruit in the midst of the garden, right? It's the same way that there is a law and a standard for his people, the Most High's chosen people, to keep today. Let's get it, showing you how the heathen can eat whatever they want. So this is Deuteronomy 14 and 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or that thou mayest sell it unto an alien. So the alien and the stranger is another nation of people. Okay? Or thou mayest sell it unto an alien, but now the Most High is going back to you. He's speaking to the children of Israel. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. Right? Because holy means separate. You're supposed to be a separate people to the Most High. That's why you're not allowed to do certain things, and the Most High doesn't care if the other nations do. Right? We all already know this. The other nations get to do whatever they want, serve whatever gods they want. If we do it, we're going to get jacked up. Right? Where is it? Leviticus 20 and 26. Right? Being holy. Leviticus 20 verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. So this is why we have the standard. This is why we have this certain law to keep. That's why we're supposed to be living as a different type of way than everyone else. Right? So the Most High doesn't know the other nations, as he says in Amos. Okay, wait, let's get it real quick. This one's gonna be quick. So here, everything's my sword is all beat up. Y'all haven't seen the pages that are torn out and stuff. This is Amos 3:1. Right? It says, hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? So the Most High out of his own mouth saying he only knows the Israelites. He only knows the family of Israel. Right? Let's go to Luke. So Luke 3 and 38. Okay. Okay, now everybody says we all are. Some people like to say they're all the son of God because they come from Adam. That's true. Everybody does come from Adam, right? So let me get this and then show you that the Most High always had a chosen lineage which were gonna come out of Adam. This is Luke 3:38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of the Most High. Right? Adam was the son of the Most High. If you understand and know and understand the regeneration, Yahweh Shai, what calls Jesus Christ was Adam, right? But look at this. Look at this. This is another scripture to show how the Most High always was dealing with the lineage of people. So Exodus, and he was always a God of a certain group of people. Right? It's Exodus 4:22. So keep in mind, and the Most High said Adam was the son of the Most High, right? This is Exodus 4:22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, Let my son go, that he may serve me. If thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. Right, and this was the after Mosai letting sending Moses to let Pharaoh know that he's gonna kill all the firstborn of the Egyptians if you don't let his people go and serve him. Right. Mosai didn't care if the Egyptians came and served him. He only wanted the Israelites. Okay, but Israel is the son of the Most High. The Israelites are the Most High's son in the flesh. In the flesh. So what Paul goes into. Right? Why would Paul go to the Gentile? The Gentiles are Israelites. Okay, they're not actual heathen. Why would Paul go to the Romans and tell the Romans this? Right? If they weren't Israelites, or if that they could enter into the covenant. So okay, this is Romans 9. Let's start at verse 7. Right? It says neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called, right? Because a lot of nations come from Abraham. You have Esau that comes from Abraham. You have Moab, Ammon, right? You got Ishmael that comes from Abraham. I think you got Elam that also comes from Abraham, or I'm not. No, I don't think. No, Elam doesn't come from Abraham. Salaki, but there's a lot of nations that came from Abraham, including the Israelites. But the Most High made a promise, right, saying, "But in Isaac shall thy seed be called." And who came from Isaac? Esau and Jacob, and then Most High chose Jacob, right? That is, they which are the children of the flesh, right? These are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed, right? The children of the promise, right? Go back to Genesis 28. What was the promise? Or is it 27? Yeah, it's 27, and let's get it. And it says the blessing, even these guys, the blessing of Jacob, right? It says, therefore the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine, right? That's the nation, that's the land of Israel, right? Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Okay. So this is the owning the other nations is a part of the blessing. Getting the fatness of the earth, the fertile, what they call the fertile crescent, right? The Garden of Eden. That's a part of Jacob's blessing, right? And the fatness of the earth, right? Where's the I was dozing off for a second. Right? So this is Jacob's blessing, which Jacob hasn't got their blessing yet. They're about to get it when the Most High sends the final Savior. Right? There's Salaki. What else I was supposed to get? So yeah, going back to Romans, right? First I was going off on I don't even know what I'll title this video, because I was just originally going off of how these guys were talking about how this chick was eating turtles and stuff, and see now there's no standard now. Everyone you can't tell people what they're doing is wrong, because it's all there's no like standard, right? You can't you can't say tell people that are overweight that they're being unhealthy. It's the demeaning and stuff. And even though it's the truth, a lot of the times you may be overweight, you have bad eating habits, and that stuff can clog your arteries, give you a heart attack, things of that nature. No, don't tell them that. That's bad, man. You got to embrace your unhealthiness, and not to say everyone that's overweight is unhealthy, but you know, you know where I'm going, right? You can't tell a homosexual, you can't tell the homosexual that what they're doing is wrong, that anally raping another man is wrong. Why? Because there's no standard. So there's no standard to tell people what they're doing is wrong or right. There's no such thing as wrong or right in this kingdom. Okay, but anyways, going back to this Romans 9 verse 8, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, they are not the children of the Most High. Which, right? You got Moab, Ammon, Esau, Ishmael. They all are children of the flesh. They're not the children of the seed or the promise, right? But the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by her father Isaac. See, he's speaking to this is the book of Romans, man. Why is he saying our father Isaac? Okay? So that even makes it even more specific, right? Because not everyone, not everyone comes from Isaac. Isaac had Esau and Jacob. And for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Right. So this is what it is. It's the good, neither having done any good or evil. The Most High did what He wanted. He chose from before He made the earth that He wanted to hate Esau and He wanted to love Jacob. Right. Verse 13, as it is written. Verse 12, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. The elder was Esau. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid, right? The people get offended. They say, what? That, see did not, they when we read that to them, they're like, nah, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You're preaching hate. That's what the scripture says. What they're acting like there's unrighteousness with the Most High. Like the Most High can't hate what He wants to hate. Who are you to tell the Most High that He can hate what He wants, that he can't hate something that He made? What the hell? Verse 15, for He said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I'll have compassion on whom I will have compassion. My shadow's getting in the way. Right? But I hope it's not too wobbly. I'm trying to keep it straight. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that sheweth mercy. Right? Because it doesn't matter if Esau wanted to serve the Most High and Israel didn't want to serve them. Jacob didn't want to serve the Most High. The Most High already chose Jacob. So no matter what, because of the promise, the Most High is not gonna. Doesn't matter how wicked Jacob is and how righteous Esau could have ever been, which we know Esau is unrighteous. Anyways, He would always still choose Jacob. Right. Verse 20, nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Okay, that's what people say when we read the scriptures in truth and sincerity. Right? Don't get offended. You're in America now. Don't get offended that it's coming out like this. Right? But back when Israel was in their own land, they didn't have to they didn't have to preach this amongst the heathen, the other nations. They go into captivity, and now the other nations got to hear it. Salakia. Oh yeah, Deuteronomy 7:6. To go into it's not of him that willeth, right? This is Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, right? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. He chose you for Himself, man. For Himself. That's selfishness right there. The Most High did not set His love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people, but because Yahweh hath loved you, and because He would keep the oath which He had sworn unto your fathers. So it's all it has to do with your seed line and who you were born, or what nationality you fall into. right? You don't get to pick to be an Israelite. You don't get the same way you don't get to pick to be an Edomite or a Moabite or Ammonite. You don't get to pick your nationality. The Most High puts the Spirit in wherever He wants to put it, right? Right. So ultimately, Israel is always going to be on top, right? He says above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right? What was in the covenant? It says Deuteronomy 28:1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Right? And the flip side, verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Until this day, we're still living in these curses, which is about to come to an end just now when Esau's place is finished. What's it called? I wanted to get something, but I can't remember what. Is it also in Isaiah? You know what? Oh, Jeremiah Khan. Yeah, right. That's good. Right, Jeremiah 32 and 37. Right, this is going into the new covenant. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger and in my fury and great wrath, and I will bring them again into this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people, and I will be their power, and I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, and they shall not depart from me. So this hasn't happened yet. This has not happened yet. Yet Most High said He's gonna make sure that we dwell safely, that we fear Him, because He's gonna program, He's gonna put it in our genetics to automatically be righteous, so that way He won't have to punish us anymore. Right? But I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. Yeah, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. For thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I promised them. Right? And that part of that good is owning all these nations, ruling over all the nations, man. So let's finish this with Romans 9. Finish this with Romans 9, man. Jeez. This is simple to understand, man. How is Paul speaking to the actual other different nations, but he's going to tell them this, right? So Romans 9:1, I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, right? So this is speaking about them Israelites according to the flesh, what it pertains to the Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh Hamashiach came, who is over all, Most High, blessed forever. Amen. So Hamashiach Yahushai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, only came for His people concerning the flesh. That's why He goes on to say that just because you come from Abraham, don't make you a part of the promise or the covenants. Clearly, they're having a mishap, or for a reason, Paul had to come out and explain this. Yahushua said out of his own mouth, man. Let's close on that. This is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So with that, I want to say, Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. I hope y'all edify and shalom.